Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I've been moved through the spirit to speak on this video that's been circling amongst the brotherhood. And I'm sure you Akiam and Akwath have already caught wind of it. This video of this individual by the name of Matt Walsh. Pretty much he put up I believe he put up a tweet a day or so ago regarding his stance in the glory of America, man, and pretty much justifying the heinous acts, that his, forefathers and foremothers committed, man, in the form of those settlers that descended upon the Northern Kingdom back in the 13 and 1400s, man. Which we understand it was all in efforts to fulfill biblical prophecy. But contrary to popular belief, unbeknownst to the world, it was for our chastisement, being that we transgressed our Lord. And what this man fails to realize is that he's in a very, 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 very scary position. Him individually and his nation, okay? The Edomites. You Edomites have hell to pay, man. Whether you believe it, understand it, or know it or not. According to biblical prophecy, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has judgment in store for you that an imagination in these feeble bodies can't even imagine. You see? Because what we have to understand, the Lord said what? He's going to exercise judgment upon you Edomites, okay? By the hands of his people Israel. Now you got to understand something. At that time, okay, we're going to be in those new bodies, man. We're going to be immortals. All right, during the time Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai allows you Edomites to fall into our hands, man. Okay, so you can only imagine at this point the type of judgment that's in store for you Edomites, man. All right, Revelations 18 highlights how you're getting 2 cups, and we know that those cups, pursuant to Isaiah, represent captivity. Okay, also Lamentations 4 highlights the idea that that cup represents captivity, man. When you read it in its proper context, it's clearly defining the captivity that you're going to suffer. That cup. So it's going to be a grievous captivity for you Edomites. Okay? You're going to get it the worst, man. Amongst all the heathen, you're going to get it the worst. And ultimately, at the end of the day, pursuant to Obadiah, the 18th verse, you ain't going to live to see the light of day, man, after your captivity. You see? You're going to be gathered up and made a barbecue out of, according to the Bible, man. Obadiah 1 and 18, man. I advise you, go read it. And I'm talking to these Edomites, man. You see? So, the way he feels about what his forefathers done, it's all cool. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're going to be on the run, man. You and all your counterparts are going to be on the run. You see? Because hey, that blood, the scriptures tell us that the blood is going to pursue you, man. Because you didn't hate blood. Man, let's start with that. What's that, the book of Ezekiel 36? No, why am I thinking Ezekiel 36? Bear with me. Ezekiel 35. Khan, the Wadi al-Bashim al-Shai, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35. And we're going to start up. I'm going to jump down. We're going to start up, right? Verse 1, and it reads, book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, and verse 1, and it reads, moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, man. Mount Seir will be likened unto your modern day America. Okay, the revival of the Western Roman Empire. You see? The spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. Okay? The daughter of Babylon, man. This is what Mount Seir is likened unto today. This is where Esau rests his hat. And this is where he set up his throne. Alright, and Babylon we know is the springboard to all wickedness that goes throughout all four corners of the earth. Pursuant to Revelation 17 and 5. And the men of the Lord have been commanded to prophesy against it, man. And as we do so, things are happening. Okay, why do you think you see an onslaught of pitfalls that these devils are falling in as they pursue their wicked agenda, man? Okay, why do you think you see these nations coming up against them? Okay, they're going against the grain. Their plans are falling through. Because the words of the Lord are coming to life, man. See what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai has declared, that's going to be fulfilled. You see, so all this golden dome talk and 15-minute city ideas, it's a reach. Esau's reaching. You see, let's continue on. And say unto it, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. See, so the Lord's against you, man. And I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, man. And that's the fate of this landmass, man, pursuant to the Bible, man. Okay? And what is the fate of the people as far as you Edomites are concerned? Jumping down to verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, power Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See? Blood's gonna pursue you. Just backing up the point I was making when I opened up. When I stated what? This man's gonna be on the run in the eon to come. You and your counterparts, man. Okay, starting from way up top. Trickling all the way down to your regular Joe 6-pack Edomites, man. You gonna be on the run, man. You think you had Jake on the run? No, you gonna be on the run. Blood's gonna pursue you, man. Why? Seest thou has not hated blood, man. Okay? Even blood shall pursue thee, man. And what else is the Lord gonna do? Thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth, man. Like Jeremiah tells us, this place is gonna be a burnt mountain, man. This is the reality, man. Okay? Because what you Edomites are gonna come to find out is that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call God in Jesus Christ, is a perfect balance. the same thing you do unto others is going to be done unto you. Matter of fact, let's get this before we show that clip. The book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 25, and it reads, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, which comes in the form of what? Judgment, man. Grievous judgment. And there is no respect of persons, man. And we know it's written, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has no respect of persons in judgment. What's that mean? Baby, elderly, crippled, lamed, deaf, blind, don't matter. There is no respect of persons in judgment with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. And that's why it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And this is what you heathen, starting with Esau. Okay, starting with you Edomites. This is what you're gonna find out. This is what you're gonna find out. Now I'm gonna play the beginning of this video, then I'm gonna fast forward to this time mark here. It's pretty much to bring home the point he was making regarding the third question that he received via that statement he had made on Twitter. But we'll jump up. Let's play this.
Today we're going to cancel hundreds, if not thousands of people in one fell swoop. We are canceling all of the people who are outraged at me on social media right now. Now, of course, there are always people outraged at me on social media, but there has been an unusually intense wave of it due to something I posted on X yesterday. I was reiterating something I said on the show earlier that day, which...
I'm sorry, I said Twitter. It was X. Okay.
Which itself was a reiteration of something that I've said many times on the show. But here was the post, which has now been viewed 4 or 5 million times. Many of them angry views, a lot of angry viewing going on. And the post said this: America is not a nation built by immigrants. America was built by settlers. There's a difference. Settlers ventured out into the wilderness to build a civilization from scratch. The modern immigrant comes to a place that's already built. Settlers plant the trees. The modern immigrant comes to eat the fruits. If you cannot see the difference, I don't know how else to explain it. Now, as you can imagine, there are many angry responses to this, and I can't read them all, but let me give you a representative sample. I'll read 5 or 6 of these and give you the flavor of how people are responding. First one says, slaves...
Now I'm going to jump up to, I guess, the last comment that was made. Let me go ahead.
And in a much more brutal form, most of the time. Third, finally, to answer a question posed in one of the comments I just read, is our civilization one that we should be proud of, even in spite of its history of conquest? No, not in spite of that history. I'm proud of it in large part because of that history. It is one of the great triumphs of all time that our forefathers had to first conquer an ocean in order to then land on a giant mass of uncharted wilderness filled with untold dangers and wild beasts, and yes, primitive warring tribes, many of whom practiced human sacrifice and cannibalism, and who, if they captured you, would torture you for fun and rape your wife and children before killing you, maybe eating your internal organs and taking your family as their property. And yet, in the face of those unimaginable horrors, our forefathers and ancestors conquered this entire hemisphere and settled it and single-handedly dragged it out of the Stone Age and built from the wilderness the greatest civilization the world had ever known. Am I proud of that? Yes.
And you hear this dude. You hear this demon going off in his rant. And you see how Esau likes to flip the script. He likes to play the victim. He likes to play the victim. You see, now granted, you did have Aztec, warriors over here, and you had Gad, Jake going off, but ultimately, when you get down to the bottom of this, to the bottom of this, man, okay, we have literal history, texts, concrete evidence, Wikipedia, okay, of the atrocities that you've done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, let's not talk about eating each other. Okay, you were eating Jake. All right, there's a legit book. If I was to bring it out, if I was to show clips of it, if I was to show this book, they'll give me a strike, man. Going into the delectable Negro. That's what your forefathers and foremothers were doing. Okay? You were eating Jake. Delectable Negro. Look that up. Akiyama Nakwa, if you don't know already. Okay, these damn demons were cutting off Jake's phallus, saving them in jars. You see? Doing all types of disgusting shit, man. Scriptures tell us it's a shame to even speak of the things that these niggas were doing in the dark, man. But you see Esau trying to flip the script, trying to play the victim, and trying to justify the atrocities that they've done, man. But we know there's no justification. There's no justification. Ultimately, it was prophecy, okay, that had to play out. But understand one thing, there's two sides to the coin. And this is what you Edomites are going to find out. There's two sides to the coin, man. And pursuant to the Lord's word, the tables are going to turn. And you're going to have to receive for the wrong which you have done. Pursuant to Deuteronomy 30:7, guess what? Those curses are going to rest upon you. You see? And that's when you're going to be handed over into the hands of the king of terrors, man.
Siam. Now, the natives lived in the Americas for 20,000 years. And this is something that the left and the people who hate this country like to bring up all the time. Well, they were here for so long. Yeah, they were here for a long time. What did they do in that time? During that time, they never figured out the wheel. They never figured out written language. Most of them progressed hardly at all over the course of 200 centuries. They were still eating each other and living in tents, many of them. The great tribes of Mesoamerica had advanced the most.
Esau's good for slander. And he's about to go off. He just went off talking about 20,000 years that God was here. Time frames all off. All right, he's about to shoot at the hip in a second with some more, dogma he's going to spew. But needless to say, we'll let it play out until the end.
And by that I mean, they had caught up to the ancient Egyptians by the time that the conquistadors showed up. They were building pyramids at a time when Europeans were using the printing press. Then European settlers arrived here, and in less than 3 centuries, they had established a nation. In another 70 or so years, that nation would stretch across the entire continent from one ocean to another. In another 50 years, they'd be digging a giant trench through the earth to physically connect one ocean to the other. At the same time, they would be building vehicles that can fly through the air. In another few decades, they'd be walking on the surface of the moon. Okay, these settlers took a wilderness sparsely inhabited by hostile Stone Age natives, and in a matter of a few centuries built the greatest, most advanced, most globally dominant nation the world has ever known. Am I proud of that? Oh yes, I am very proud of that. And I will always be proud of that. And I will never apologize for it. Period.
And this is the demon that we're dealing with, man. This is why the type of judgment that's going to come upon Esau is going to be that of a divine one. It's going to be a divine judgment. This is why the Lord said in Isaiah 47 that he's not going to meet them as a man. It's going to be divine. All right? Horrible, terrible, and inescapable judgment. You see? And all this, talking out the neck, pumping up the chest, And here it is, this man's a complete weasel. Okay, but because he's in a position where they're still in their blessing. You see, this is what this man doesn't understand. They're at the tail end of their blessing that they received from Isaac. In Genesis the 27th chapter. Unbeknownst to them, unbeknownst to him. Okay, they're at the tail end of it. You see? And that's when the tables are going to turn. You see the mindset on these Edomites? As if they're never going to be recompensed for what they've done. We'll tell you what, Jack. Okay, there's a recompense written in infamy for you, man. Let's go prove it. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49. In verse 8, and it reads, "Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him, man. And the beautiful thing about it is we're in the time of Esau's visitation. This is why the chariots are in the heavens, man, showing themselves. Yeah, for you eavesdropping listeners, those so-called UFOs, UAPs, okay, that the world calls them. All right, those are the chariots of Israel, man. Those are the angels, man, doing reconnaissance missions on this land. Okay, literally reporting back to the Lord in regards to this place's status, how y'all been, moving. You see how y'all been treating the chosen people, man. The mindset, man. These angels are coming. They're playing on the minds of these leaders. You see, that's why the tensions of war ain't going nowhere, because the angels are working on the minds of you leaders, man. Why do you think Zelensky had a phone call with Trump on Wednesday and then sent drones to that Russian airport on Thursday, man? Because the angels, the Lord's working. The Lord's working. You see, we're in the time of Esau's visitation, man, and it's gonna go out with a bang. Okay, it's gonna go out with a bang, man. The scriptures tell us that he's gonna fall upon his own sword, man. Psalms 37 tells us this. Okay, the wicked Esau, he's gonna fall upon his own sword, man. And it's not gonna end there, because it's gonna be 1,000 long, drawn out years of captivity that you're gonna have to drink up. So it's gonna be a bottles up. Jeremiah 49:12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Right, and that's us Israelites, man. That's so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We weren't supposed to drink of the cup, man. We were supposed to be immortal. Okay? This is our earth. This world was made for our sake. But because we transgressed and biblical prophecy had to be fulfilled, the story played out the way it did. You see? But essentially, we weren't supposed to drink of that cup, man. But this is the Lord's movie, and it played out the way it did. Okay? Look it. They whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished, man? Question mark, man. Here's the answer. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it, man. You're going to surely drink of that cup. You see? All this slandering, Jake. All right? Being completely remorseless for what your ancestors have done, your forefathers have done, man. The grievous, heinous acts they've done to us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And we got Wikipedia as evidence. If I was to go on Wikipedia right now and pull up the Wounded Knee Massacre, they'll take the video down, man. I'll get a strike. You see? The hypocrisy, man. You see? Let's get this, but it's all good though. The book of Amos chapter 1 and verse 11, and it reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. And that's the spirit, because 4 goes into what? Mercy. You see, and we're well aware, pursuant to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, that Edom was the only neighbor of the Israelites that was promised no mercy from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Why do you think that is? Well, take a glance, man. Alright? Watch the video and take a listen. And this is the mindset of a purebred Edomite. Okay? And this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. This is just the tip of the iceberg, man. This is a glance at what they talk about at the dinner table, man. And these niggas don't think they're gonna pay. You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. That's why the Lord tells you to live it up when you go to the book of Lamentations. The Lord tells you to rejoice and be glad, because you're gonna be in horror. in the time to come, man. For I might get that after this. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Punishment's coming to y'all, man. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be an Edomite either. I'll be fighting and resisting and shaking and squabbling and just like Vocab Malone, man. Hell nah. I wouldn't want to be no Edomite. You know? Cause you got something to look forward to, and it ain't good. It ain't good, man. It is not good. Yeah, you may have came up first, but you guys what? You're gonna finish last, man. You're gonna finish last, man. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, right? Jacob. And remember, these were 2 nations in Rebekah's womb. Okay, and this is what this is talking to, the nations, man. And did cast off all pity, man. And you heard in this man's rant. He said he will not apologize, man. He said he's proud of their history, man. He's proud of what they've done. Okay? You go on Wikipedia and type in, go on Google and type in lynchings, man. He's saying he's proud of all that. You know, look up the Trail of Tears, look up Wounded Knee Massacre, man. With them throwing our people into open graves, man. Men, women, and children, man. He's telling us that he's happy about that. He won't apologize. You see? So come on, man. What James tells us what? Let's go get that after this. And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, man. You say this nigga kept his wrath, but these niggas haven't changed. This nigga rusted over, man. This is the same. Hey, this nigga's worse than his forefather counterparts, man. Because now he has access to technology. Okay, these niggas are wiggling around in labs. Okay, they're weaponizing food. These niggas are more dangerous than their forefather counterparts, man. And now they got this AI. Now they think they can defy Yahweh Bashim Yahushai with this artificial intelligence, man. Yeah, Esau's on one right about now. This nigga is on one. But he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be. And it's the Lord putting him on this level of mindset. Alright, just like what he did to Pharaoh. You see? But the fall is going to be bittersweet. The fall of this damn demon is going to be epic. It's going to be an epic fall, man. Okay, and when you do fall, don't expect mercy. Let's go here. The book of James. Chapter 2 and verse 13, it reads, for he shall have judgment without mercy that hath showed no mercy. So you niggas can't expect no mercy, man. You Edomites. You didn't show one. You didn't show none at all, man. In order for you to receive mercy, was if you've given it. Alright? You can forget about it right about now. And we know scripture says that they'll seek to please the poor. And you too late. You see? Look at, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment, man. You see? So mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So when you're in the, hey, yeah, it's all cool when it ain't all good when a rabbit got the gun, as they say in the world. Okay? You're gonna feel the heat when the Joker's in the driver's seat. You see, it's gonna be a game changer. And just like Lazarus, the parable of Lazarus and the rich man, what do you expect? Okay, when you're put in a position of persecution to receive, man. When you were knocking Jake's teeth out their mouth, forcing them to feed. Okay? Force feeding them. You'll knock the whole teeth out, man. And force feed them, man. Assuring that you had some strong slaves. Right? So what is to be expected when you fall into the hands of Yasha Allah, man? Well, I'm sure you can figure that out based off your works. You can figure that out. The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, in verse 21, and it reads, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz." Right? You better live your life. Don't look back. Okay? Do everything that you want to do. Everything you dreamed of. Everything you imagine. Get it done and accomplish it. Because after this, you're going into a place that you would never have thought existed. Alright? In the sense of the condition that you're going to be in. Alright? In the eon that's coming. You are going to be in a dire strait. In a dire strait, man. Thus says the scriptures, man. And according to the Zondervan, mercy will not be given. Okay? The cup also shall pass through unto thee. See? You're getting that cup. It's a guarantee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai wounded us with a wound of an enemy. Why? Because he used you, Esau. He used you to wound us, man. Our arch enemy. Wouldn't it be fair to use us to wound you? Pursuing the Proverbs 11, that would make it an perfect balance, man. Because a false balance to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is an abomination. You see? Let's get this. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins, man. So yeah, man, hey. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Because the judgment that's on the way for you Edomites, you're going to wish, okay? You're going to wish that you weren't alive. But you're going to have no power over your own life. You see? It's going to be a bad time to be an Edomite. And you're going to come to the conclusion that you made a big mistake. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf will edify. Shalom.